Now, I wasn't going to do this.
Yeah.
And I need some 49er fans here to back me up. And we're going to go on the offensive against the Goo. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Take your red zone discussion and stick it.
Okay. 2 of 5 last. Hey, 60%.
Here's what you don't get.
That's not
6
60.
field goals.
Yeah.
6 field goals. Okay. First of all, just a question. Who led the league last year in red zone percentage of touchdowns? Percentage of touchdowns in the red zone. Who led?
I'm going to say the Niners.
That's correct.
All right.
They were the team that scored the most touchdowns.
Now, what about the Super Bowl? This is how the Guru computer works.
Well, this is
take that and stick it up. You know where?
No. They were the best team in the red zone last year.
In the regular. What about the Super Bowl and the playoffs?
Now let's go to game 1.
Okay, 2 of 5.
Right,
40%.
You do realize,
the
first field goal. You say 6 field goal. They didn't get into the red zone on the first field goal.
Totally.
They got to the 29.
Gotcha. All right.
46 yards.
Yeah, but you're still the Niners. Punch it in.
On the fourth field goal, they got the ball to the 35-yard line. That's it.
Okay, what about the fumble? What about the fumble from Breece Hall where you got it like at the 25 or the 27?
That's not the red zone. That's not the red zone.
Get it in the red zone.
Well, they didn't.
You're 10 yards away from getting it in the red zone. That's all.
They didn't.
I'm not nitpicking.
Yeah, you were.
I appreciate that effort. I get what you're saying.
You do realize.
But in the Super Bowl, the reason they lost is they couldn't get it in.
That's not the reason they lost.
It is, Steiny.
That's not the sole reason they lost.
It was part of it, a majority. You get one of those opportunities, and you win the game.
All right, you want to know what I think? And you're going to probably come down my road.
No, I'm in a good mood.
There's no such thing as red zone scoring, as far as I'm concerned. It's kind of, it just works out the way it works out.
Will you say this to the great Warren Moon? Say, hey, Warren, real quick before we get started. I told my fans and my people this. He would be like, what?
My point is this. Every team gets into the red zone. Every team converts a certain amount of touchdowns, field goals, and fumbles. It's like the teams that score in the red zone tend to be good. They're good teams. Yeah. The teams that don't score as much in the red zone, they're not as good. And
you killed me with last year's stats during the regular season. But that's Super Bowl.
I'm being
when you're
honest.
As dominant as the Niners, I hold you to your standard.
Yeah, I'm being honest. I don't think so. I would never. In a crazy way, and I know there's going to be stats. I get there's stats
for everything.
But when it comes to the red zone, sorry, we got a red zone problem. Well, okay, what can you do? I mean, you try to score as much as you can in there. You run your best plays possible, and the 49ers in that situation scored more touchdowns in the regular season last year than any other team. Okay, in the Super Bowl, they missed a couple opportunities in the red zone, but I don't think they have a red zone problem.
Well, I would be a fool to say that, but what I have been consistent with, Steiny, is you got a 6'4", 250-pound tight end who I think is ultra athletic, and I've been saying this, but this, Steiny, I'm not saying this predicated on the 6 field goals in one game. I'm really not, but I am bringing in the playoffs where you had 7 points in 2 games at halftime at home because I want to know what happened to the offense. Chalk that down. I brought up last year. But my point is, if you get more opportunities moving forward, can we see George Kittle just a pass to him in the red zone, like they did Brent Jones, Dwight Clark, who else? Todd Christensen, Jason Witten. The great Keller Winslows. Those are the times you use your guy. Just saying, I would like to see the Niners do that more moving forward.
And I'm just saying that if you drive the football down to the 35 and you stall,
that's not the red zone.
And and your kicker kicks a 55-yard field goal, it's like, I don't look at that as, we missed out on 4 points. Right. Or we can't keep doing it. It's like, you're at the 35. Yeah. It's only a third of the field. I mean, it's only 2/3 of the field you've covered. And you still got a third of the way to go.
I just want to see more of them. But Steiny, at the end of the day, he got 4 for 40. Had 5 targets thrown his way. Got 4 passes, 40 yards. But, again, I think he could do more in the passing game.
All right, well then.
And I know a former player feels that way, and I'm not just saying that because the player told me. I'm going to quit saying his name, but yeah.
John Taylor.
Oh, my gosh.
John Taylor.
Yeah.
I don't know. John Sally.
We haven't talked about one big element of this game. Michael. Have you ever broken up and then you see your ex somewhere? You always want to look good. You always want to make sure your stuff is in order, right? Sam Darnold's ex is the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
And I do wonder, they had success against the Giants. We know what he was supposed to be coming out of college, Steiny, but this is his revenge game. And I know at the end of the day, once the ball's kicked off, all that goes out the window. But we saw, who can I think of? Jordan Poole come back and play the Warriors. Yikes. Didn't go kind of the way, he would want it to go. I wonder what we get from old Sammy Sunday, Steiny.
I wonder. Who do you give the advantage to? The 49ers? The 49ers because they know Darnold, or the Vikings because Darnold knows the Niners?
I'm going to give it to the Niners because I don't think Darnold knowing anybody has ever worked. You know what I mean?
He knows that 49er offense inside and out.
Right, but
he just tells their defensive coordinator, Brian Flores, and now we got trouble.
Take that, Mike.
That's what I wonder about. I wonder how important it really is that Darnold played for the Niners last year in terms of information that each team would have on the other team. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll find. It's only Niners only favored by 5.5.
They're on the road, bro.
But they're
the Vikings are 1-0.
The NFC. They played the Giants.
Okay.
I don't even want to call them.
They shut them down.
Yeah.
So what?
Right. Daniel Jones started. They were waiting for him as he walked to his car and booed him. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Fans are the worst. They're the worst.
When they're not happy. We just heard Mike. Filmo Mike was venom.
And the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl probably.
And
he's still mad.
No, they got a game this Sunday.
That's why the fans are the worst.
We'll see.
Most fans, most football fans don't appreciate how good they have it.
No, I think you underestimate. Fans are tired of the old, put a ring on it. Tomorrow's not promised. Look at Tua. Do we really step back in sports and understand how fragile this thing is, Steiny, how things can change and injuries can change it all? Tua may never see the field again, or maybe he will. But that's why Niner fans are frustrated, I believe. I'm frustrated for him. I'm frustrated for Kyle.
Okay. I get that you were frustrated by losing the Super Bowl last year.
In overtime.
You can't be frustrated now. It's a new season. You're 1-0. You got the Vikings coming up next.
Steiny, Filmo, Mike. I got you.
I mean, seriously.
That pain doesn't go away. The wins help it, numb it. But at the core of it, the essence of it, Steiny, it is, you can't fast forward to January.
I know you can't. So
play your Lynch sound. TK.
We should have that on the board.
Okay, because that's your go-to.
We should have that on the board.
You can't assume anything.
That I can bring it up anytime.
I don't want to tempt you.
Yeah. We'll see. That's my exact. We'll see.
Well, who called in yesterday and I did have a real problem with it. I'll tell you in a second. You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch and YouTube, powered by First NorCal Credit Union. What I'm sensing among 49er fans is it's going to be. Do you think it's? Let me ask. Is there a segment of 49er fans that just aren't going to enjoy the regular season? They're just not going to be able to enjoy it because of the past and the fact that they've had good teams in the regular season before. Are we really going to?
Nah.
Are we? If they beat what? They got the Cowboys and the Chiefs back to back,
and they
something
got
like that.
The Rams next week.
Yeah, I mean, if the 49ers start 9-2, are the fans really not going to be happy? Instead, they're going to be, well, we've been here before.
No, they're watching.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, my book's coming out. Fan, that's the name of it. And I'm telling you, Steiny, there'll be pleasure. So there's no way, and you're right, no Niner fan, as hurt as they are, they're watching, but the expectation is through the roof now, but you still appreciate the dub that week. But you're right, that void of, is this real? And it starts to fester more as the Niners, let's just say, Steiny, they start off 8-2, which nobody would be shocked, 11-3. You know, it's like, oh my God, here we go again. Am I gonna be heartbroken? And psychological, it hurts, but there's no way, and I'm telling you, I'm being real, that a win every Sunday does not help. No doubt about it. But you're watching it like they better not F this up.
Yeah. You hate to see it.
Yeah. Man.
That's an inside joke.
Yeah. Evan didn't remember, but
it's an inside joke.
Yeah.
You know what we're talking about, Evan?
Well,
I'm not going to say it on the air.
Don't rob a bank with Steiny. Hey, here's my license. We're getting away. I'm leaving my license right here. Yeah. Good God.
Just wave to the camera.
No, damn, wave to it. What are we doing? Keep moving.
Oh, man. You don't listen. If you're a 49er fan, listen to your boy Steiny. There's no need to feel heartbroken right now. It's a good chance you'll feel that in January.
Well,
so don't.
Wouldn't that mean, though, that Niners fans would actually enjoy the regular season more? No, like most of them. I think that's what Mike is so angry about, is he wants to just enjoy the regular season before heartbreak.
But see, I'm going Dr. Phil, Evan. I don't see it that way, and I think that's why that vitriol is what it was with Mike, because the regular season will never supersede that pain of the last decade. That's just me. Evan could be right, but that he was lashing out. That was like, I get it. I understand it. You know what I mean?
It's like Michael Scott. You know, I'm ready to be hurt again.
Oh, that's a 3.
Oh, boy.
What?
Who's that?
Oh.
Who's that? Michael Scott? Oh, I know who it is. It's the, he used to work the board, right?
That's Alex Scott. Alexander Scott. It's not
Who's
him.
Mike Scott?
Used to pitch for the Astros.
He was good.
Yeah. He's the main character in The Office.
All right, give it to me, Evan.
He just told you.
I don't know who the guy is.
Main character in The Office.
Wait, what's his name?
Michael Scott, played by Steve Carell.
I've watched that show.
Yeah,
I just didn't know that was his
classic,
name.
man.
Okay, what was the name of the young dude who liked the receptionist?
Jim? Or John Krasinski?
Look at my man.
Yeah. It's a great show.
It is.
That's a great show.
It ain't up there with Cheers and Seinfeld, but it's knocking on the door.
What?
Good God.
I may have it supplant Cheers. Because Cheers was great, but a little bit dated. If you watch it now...
That's what made it great.
No, but if you watch Seinfeld now, it's still funny.
Oh, my goodness. Woody? Woody was so dumb. Hey, oh, man.
Actually, who was dumber, Woody or Coach? They were both a little bit fried.
Coach was dated. Coach was old.
If you know what I mean. Yeah. So, all right. 888-957-9570. Can I ask 49ers an earnest question? Like, what is your approach to watching the 49ers this year? Are you able to wipe the slate clean from last year and the year before? And are you able to look at this team as a team that's no more or no less than 1-0 right now? And go into the year with no expectations, but thinking you're good, and riding with the team that you hope will win 11 games, and maybe that's your goal. You want to get 11 wins and get a top 3 seed. And if you're working on that kind of season, you're not going to think about the past until you get to the playoffs. Or are 49er fans so not hurt, but so frustrated, flummoxed, all those things.
You're still watching and going to the game. That's just like Monday, Steiny.
Are you okay? Are 49er fans enjoying games now the same as they did, let's say, in 2019 when the team started to win under the Shanahan regime after Chip Kelly and Jim Tomsula?
That's a phenomenal question. And a
888-957-9570.
Not a diehard Niner fan. I got to believe the psychological aspect of the answer to that question is no. You feel slighted. You still enjoy it, Stoney. Don't get me wrong. But you have that back in the back of your mind. That's the title of the jam, just like Buffalo. If you ask Buffalo Bill fan year 4 after they lost the 3rd Super Bowl, how do you think they're gonna watch? They're going to the game, but you're thinking that heart pain that heartbreak is there, Steiny, bubbling like a zit, ready to pop.
No, I don't like that analogy.
Yeah, Acme.
I just don't like the analogy. A little bit.
It worked for me.
A little bit.
But when you have something, you can see it's ready to pop and you mash it.
But everybody talks about me not being a fan. That's fine. When I was a fan of a team, and I can use the Celtics, when they lost to the Lakers in the finals, which they did twice, I approached the next year as, oh, God, we got to get over the hump. Not we have no chance to get over the hump.
Real quick.
Or when during the regular season, the year after the Celtics would be eliminated by the Lakers, and they were on their way to a 60-win season. During that 60-win season, I was thinking, we're going to get it done this year. Okay. We're going to get it done this year.
But you had to wait, though, because you stopped yourself.
Right, but I enjoyed
you, after game 3 of the 82-game season, you didn't say we're over the hump. You had landmarks of fandom of, okay, I feel good about it as it was getting, the regular season was ending. So that's all I'm saying. Niner fans aren't going to say we beat the Vikings week 1. I'm all good or I'm cured. It's something that over time.
But it's 2024.
Right.
The 49ers are 1-0.
Yep.
What does it serve anybody to focus on last year to a point where it doesn't allow you to enjoy this year because you're skeptical that they can get it done and you're waiting to get hurt again? It's a new year. And I think players can do that way better than fans.
And that's why I appreciate everybody on the Niners, the players and the coaches, for owning what starts with Fred Warner, the offseason. It's Super Bowl or bust, Steve Young, the alumni. And again, Matt, I think Fillmore Mike was hot because we haven't talked about where I'm going here. We don't know until Sunday morning if we and we will. It's about the Viking game. We don't even know if he's playing. So just think of what the Niners have dealt with just as an organization. You had to, whatever you want to call the Ayuk situation. It was a distraction. It was leading off all the shows, then accompanied by Trent Williams. And now you got this thing that could I dare say linger, Steiny, throughout the season, even though guys like you and I believe, hey, if they lose McCaffrey, they'll still be fine. But just think about what he represents and symbolizes to the hardcore fans. You need him to get to the promised land. And you don't know if he's playing Sunday. And the season started, and he already has missed 1 game.
Travis Irby on the YouTube chat.
Travis Irby.
So he says, John Sally, we're fans. We can focus on whatever we choose to focus on.
And there you go.
I get it.
We're all different.
That's what I'm asking you, Irby.
Oh, okay.
What are you focusing on? Because it sounds like a lot of people are focusing on last year's Super Bowl.
And there's no right or wrong.
And it's over.